A lot of science class is the ability to use the instruments and the tools properly. So today we're going through length. Please open up to page 13 in your packet. We've already completed the notes on measuring length. Length is a unit of distance. We are measuring the point from one point to the next. We're going to be using a metric ruler because in science we use the standard unit called meters, and there are 100 centimeters in a meter. So we break down those units into smaller units. So the meter can be broken down into decimeters, centimeters, and millimeters. It can also be bigger. We can have hectometers and decameters, and we can have bigger units called kilometers. So in science class, middle school, we mostly use centimeters and millimeters. So I want to show you the ruler. This ruler has 30 centimeters. A meter stick has 100 centimeters. This ruler doesn't start at the edge because of wear and tear. We're going to start it right here. So when you place your object, you can't place it at the edge of the ruler because that wouldn't be accurate. You have to place it at the line to measure. All right, so let's look at the first question on page 13. It says, write the length that corresponds to each arrow along the ruler. So what I'm going to do, so I can show it to you clearly, is highlight. Now, this ruler has missing numbers on this side and missing numbers. So I'm only giving you a piece of the ruler. So our numbers are going to range from 10 to 15. So your answers have to be within that range. All right, so let's look. 12 is here, so we're looking for A. So at A, we put the line right here. We know it's in between 12 and 13. So each number is whole, but each little mini hashtag is a tenth of a centimeter. Those are little millimeters. So this would be 12 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So letter A would be 12 and 5 millimeters, 12 centimeters and 5 millimeters. So we write it as 12 and 5/10 centimeters. You guys see that? So the second one, letter B. Where is letter B? Right here. I'll make a line for that one as well. And now I count 11, 11 and 1, 2, 3. 11 and 3/10 centimeters. You can do the rest by yourselves, and I'm going to pause the video so you can see it. I would like you to do this on your page 13, and you can check your answers at the end. Okay, use your metric ruler for the activity on the bottom. So you should have been paused. Don't proceed until you got it to I. Then in class, the students that are here are going to be given objects, paper clips, pencils, index cards, and slides to practice measuring the length in centimeters, but then they have to convert it to millimeters. And I said this to you initially, and in our notes, you know that meter is the basic unit. And they're broken down into smaller units called centimeters and millimeters. So there are 100 centimeters in a meter and 1,000 millimeters is a meter. So what's the difference between a centimeter and a millimeter? 100 centimeters versus 1,000 millimeters. Well, if I multiply 100 times 10, I get 1,000. So these millimeters are 10 times smaller than centimeters. So let's look at the paper clip, shall we? Let's measure the paper clip. You put it at the edge. You measure the paper clip. It goes to the other side. So we got to make this as close to this line as possible. And then we measure. It's 1 centimeter, 2 centimeters, 3 centimeters, 4 centimeters. Did it get to 5? I don't believe so. I think it's almost at 5. So it's 4.5, 0.6, 0.7. I think it's 4.8. Do you see that? 4.8 centimeters. All right, so we're going to write that down. 4.8 centimeters. Now, what did we just say a millimeter is? 10 times smaller. So, do you want to count them all? all the little tiny millimeters? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Miss Samuelson, there's got to be a better way. I know a better way. 10, 20, 30, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48 millimeters. Wait a minute. 48 millimeters? Do you know what? I know another way. This decimal point is right here. This is the 10th spot. If these are 10 times smaller, all you need to do is multiply this number times 10, and you get your answer. So there's several different ways you can do it. Now, my own personal kids, I had one child that really had a hard time conceptualizing math. So she had to do everything the long way. So to be accurate, she would count all the little lines, and she didn't care how long it took her. So you decide which way works best for you. Do you want to count all the little lines? Do you know that centimeters are 10 times bigger than millimeters, so all you have to do is multiply by 10? Or do you recognize that you can just move the decimal one spot over to the right? So you have to figure out which one of these works best for you. Let's measure the pencil now. Now, I'm not going to give you the answers. You're going to measure them and tell me the measurement. No, here's the pencil. Here we go. Here is the pencil. Uh-oh, Miss Anderson, you didn't do this right because it's not at the right spot. We're going to move it over a tiny bit. Is it better now? At the end? Say it. Yes, it is. We know it's bigger than 5, bigger than 6. What is the measurement of the pencil? Where does it go till? Up to here? I want to use this to show you. What is the pencil's measurement? You write that down, please, on your paper. I'll give you a moment to figure it out. Let me go back. I think it's 18.6. Did you all get the same answer? I hope you did. 18 and 6/10 centimeters. 18 and 6/10 centimeters. Now multiply that by 10 or move the decimal over and you get, what's the answer? 186 millimeters. However, if you needed to, you can count all the little baby lines or count by tens, whatever strategy works for you. Let's do the index card next, please. Place the index card there. And what do we get? Hold on. You should be able to measure this without my assistance now, correct? Wow. Is this over to the right spot? I don't know. I think it needs to be put a tiny bit more. There we go. Now it's more accurate. Does that change our answer? Yes, it does. Slightly. Do you have an answer yet? I have an answer. I believe it's 12 and 7/10. Let me count the little tiny little babies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 little tiny little ones. 12.7 centimeters. All right. Move the decimal over one spot to the right, and we have 127 millimeters. This is a microscope slide. The next one. Let's see what that is. Da-da-da-da-da. Okay, it's measured up. What do we get? The answer is, I believe it's 7 4/10. Do you agree with me? Whoa, let's make it focused. 7.4. And if it's 7.4 centimeters, it's going to be 74 millimeters. All right, check your answers on the top. Make sure you're accurate. C, letter C is 13.2 centimeters. Letter D is 13.9 centimeters. E is 10.3 centimeters. Did you check your answers? Please make sure you do this work yourselves and you're not just copying me, because when you take the assessment, there won't be any copying. F, 12.0 centimeters. G, well, what's before? This has got to be a 9 on this side, so that's 0.5, 6, 7. 9.7 centimeters. What's H? H, 12.9 centimeters. And finally, I, 14.3 centimeters. Do you want to convert these to millimeters? Multiply by 10. Or move the decimal one over to the right. Okay. Have a good day.